Lord, I pray that everyone listening today feels grounded, comforted, and reminded that they are not navigating life alone. As we dive into this episode, let this be a moment of calm, joy, and escape. Bless every heart tuning in. Give them peace where they need it, strength where they feel tired, and clarity for whatever is ahead. Amen. Hey everyone, welcome to What's on the TV Tonight, your cozy corner for all things TV. From the comfort shows that make us feel seen, to the ones that make us laugh, cry, or yell at the screen. We're breaking it all down, but it's not just about what we watch. It's about how those stories connect to real life, the comfort they bring, and the lessons we carry with us. I'm your host, Shani, aka SeniTelly, and every Friday we'll dive into the shows we love and what they teach us along the way. So, what's on the TV tonight? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of What's on the TV Tonight. I'm your host, Shani, aka SeniTelly. How's everybody doing today? Oh my gosh, it's another week. It's a new month. We thank the Lord for letting us to see December. We thank the Lord for letting us to see the first week of December. We thank the Lord for celebrating Thanksgiving and just, welcoming the new year soon and Christmas, So we thank God for getting us to today. So happy Friday, you guys. Hope you guys are having a lovely Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's the weekend. What are you guys doing today? I have a very exciting day today, actually. I'm going to the Rockets game. And I'm excited. Like, it's been a minute since I've been to the Rockets game for my non-Houstonians, but the Rockets is the basketball team here in Houston. I'm gonna hang out with the girlies and just, have a good time. Your girl needs it, okay? She's been stressed and she's been letting her current situation affect her. Oh, I don't know why I'm talking to myself in the third person, but generally, I just been letting life beating me. Okay, life has been beating me, and I'm trying to fight back. I promise, guys, I'm trying to fight back. It's just like coming out of left field, like left and right, boom, boom, boom. But I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay, so I'm really excited for today, just to get loose and just enjoy the beginning of the weekend. You know, so Man, okay, this past week, I've been tuned in. I don't know, it's like I went into this binging marathon where I was just like watching different things all at once. Like this week, I watched Stranger Things. I watched this new limited series called All Her Fault. I watched Fantastic Four. I watched Weapons. Like, I've just been watching so many things this week. I've been watching Tell Me Lies, and it's been really great. It's been really great. It's like Stella got her groove back, Shayna got her groove back. That's really what it is. Like, I've been so happy with the shows I've been watching and just really enjoying the time. I don't know if it's because, I had a break from work. So I really truly had time to settle down and do the thing that I love the most, which is watch shows. And it was really peaceful and just lovely. This past few days have just been so amazing. And I pray the coming days are just the same. I've just been enjoying my time, especially just doing the thing that I love, watching TV and watching movies. It's funny because I haven't watched movies in a minute. So the fact that I was able to watch Fantastic Four and Weapons is a huge accomplishment for me because I love movies. I really do love movies, but it's so hard to pick one and stick with it and actually watch it throughout that duration of however long the movie is. But this past week, I was able to do it, and I'm just I need to get back to it because I would love to also talk about movies and not just TV shows because those are my two loves. I love movies and I love TV shows. So it's mainly just been so far TV shows, but I would definitely love to dive into talking about movies as well, and the ones I think I should definitely check out. And I definitely think you guys should check out Weapons. If you guys haven't heard of Weapons, it's about this town where all of a sudden in one night, the whole classroom of this one specific lady disappears. It's a really interesting concept of a show. And I mean, of a movie, and you guys should definitely check it out. But today's episode is about Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 5, Part 1. If you're not familiar with Stranger Things, it's about a group of kids and this other world called the Upside Down. And then there's this one girl that has superpowers. So just the whole premise of the show is these kids trying to tackle this world called Upside Down and the monsters that live in that world, essentially. But this past season, the way Stranger Things has been going on for almost a decade. It's been going on for almost 10 years. Stranger Things came out in 2016. I was 16 years old in high school, about to enter junior year when Stranger Things came out. I am now 26 years old. It is 2025, and they've only had 5 seasons. This show has gone on for so long with little evidence, essentially. Like, it's 5 seasons, 8 episodes. And even with season 5 now, so far it's just 4 episodes, they take the craziest of breaks. Literally, season 4 premiered in 2022, and season 5 is just not coming back in 2025. And then the fact that they're breaking it into parts. Part 1 was during Thanksgiving, part 2 is Christmas Day, and then part 3 is New Year's. Is just insane to me. They should just release everything all at once, in my humble opinion. Because honestly, the way they ended the part 1, it leaves you wanting more. It leaves you wanting to see the outcome of things. I'm a certified hater. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a certified hater when it comes to Stranger Things for sure. Cause I get so annoyed with these kids. And I'm just like, can you guys sit down and, focus on school? But they have no choice but to literally try to defeat this enemy. Because like at any moment, a monster jumps out. At any moment, a monster can come out and grab them. And honestly, makes me start with the beginning of the show with one of the demigorgons coming out and grabbing Holly out of nowhere. My girl is chilling in her room. And then there go the demigorgon from the ceiling trying to tackle my girl. And the way the thing dragged her and like threw her across the room, I don't know how the girl did not come out of it with broken bones. Like, I truly do not know how she came out unscathed other than just missing a shoe. But this part 1 of season 5, it was amazing. And it really left me saying, this might have been worth the wait. Mind you, it's just 4 episodes out so far. It left me satisfied, which is unusual because with Stranger Things, I'm really a hater. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I be hate watching. Stranger Things. But I really did low-key, high-key actually enjoy watching this part 4. But okay, let me get into the beginning. I like how right off the bat, they just like went into what the kids have been doing and no need to really like dive into the break. But instead, they instantly started action, 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 action. They started action with 11 doing her little course and trying to like practice her speed. The next thing you know, a demigorgon is coming. Next thing you know, Holly is talking to a nobody. Like, the way they started the first episode was just so good. And I'm like, I need more. And then I kept clicking play on each episode, and I literally did not go to bed till like 2 a.m. watching all 4 parts. And literally each episode is like a movie length. Each episode is about, I think, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I was hooked. Those little brothers, the Duffer brothers, they did their thing. I'm not gonna lie, they did their thing. Like, the vibe of the season was, I want to say, it was like the calm before the storm. That's how I felt. Like, the part 1 is the calm before the storm. Because I think the real action is really like gonna kick in part 2. Because when part 1 ended with episode 4, we finally see Will control the Demogorgons. Will has powers. Literally. And he was able to, I don't know, break the bones and lift the Demogorgons. Like, honestly, that scene was so tough. And then the fact that Vecna came out of the Upside Down was also very nice and fun to see, to be honest with you. It was like I think it was the first time Joyce was seeing Vecna. It was the first time Mike was seeing Vecna. It was the first time a lot of the characters were seeing Vecna. So this big bad that they've all been talking about, they finally get to see it like clear eye view, like front row, 3D. And it was just so nice. It was so cool. That last scene with Will finally tapping into his powers had me on the floor. I was gobsmacked. And honestly, with the way when Vecna came out, it was like Vecna got a facelift or a body like Vecna went to the nearest BBL surgery and got himself a nice snatched waist, okay? I was like, "Vecna, is this the same Vecna?" Like, I was shocked by the way Vecna looked, but he looked scary and probably one of the most toughest characters I've ever seen, to be honest. The way they created that costume, I don't even know, would I even call it a costume? Because it's literally the actor, and they, like, molded him essentially into Vecna. But it's so cool. The way they just made him look was just so tough and just realistic. It was so nice. But I have nothing negative to say about this first 4 episodes of Stranger Things. Like, I have nothing negative to say at all. It was just really nice. And, like, it was just interesting to see how much the kids had grown. Because when we first started, the kids were what, 11, 12 years old? They're like 20 something now. They're all in their 20s. And my thing is, they don't really address the fact that the kids are grown, other than the fact that we start to see them in high school. And it's just like, but these kids were just in middle school. But it's because of the gap, the year-long gaps that they take. So at this point, it's like something that we just kind of like just blatantly ignore that, okay, these kids are still what? It's only been 2 years since Will disappeared. I don't really focus on the year anymore just because of the fact that it's not accurate to me. But I guess that's really not as big of a deal to be in the Stranger Things world. I guess maybe it's not a big deal, the year. But I think the year right now that they're on is, I wanna say 1986, but I could be so wrong. I wasn't really paying attention when they were showing the years. But it was just interesting just to see how grown the kids were and how mature 11 is, how mature Destin is, even though sometimes Destin is very annoying, and the whole hellfire and not letting it go, like, "Bro, you only knew Eddie for, like, 2 seconds. Move on. Everybody has moved on. We need to be focused on the big attacks at hand. Why are we still focused on Hetty?" Like, his role to me was not that significant, but, I mean, without him, would they even have escaped Upside Down? Okay, maybe his role was significant, but still, like, that's it, move on. Everybody's moved on. Like, the party's over, but he's still dancing. Oh my gosh. But it was just so nice to see Will also tap into his power, Will grow, and to see Mike. I didn't really like get much of Mike this season. I want to say, I feel like the first part, I guess, Mike isn't really as prominent in the episodes as he would have been. So I didn't really see much of him like that. Like, he was there, but his role wasn't as prominent as usual. The person I feel like they really focused on, just because of the fact that we needed to see his growth, was Will. And I feel like also with him discovering himself, finding himself also plays a part into him tapping into his full potential, tapping into his full power. So I really think that they really wanted to focus on the evolution or the growth of Will Byers and him not being this scared little kid anymore and taking control of himself, taking control of his situation and not letting his past or him being this shy little kid affect him anymore. I think that's really what they wanted us to see in this part 1, to see and understand Will and to see Will grow. And then I also feel like with 11, they wanted us to see how much she's grown and the fact that she's so fearless, even though she's always been fearless, but it was to another level. And then just for her to, like, tap into her speed and just her abilities and being able to discover that her sister was in that lab all along in the Upside Down. So it was just, I feel like this first part was just to focus on 11, focus on Will, as well as I want to say a little bit of Vecna, just a little bit, because I feel like season 4 already really tapped into Vecna and his backstory and why he's the way he is. But I think part 1 was about Will and just seeing how far Will has come and how much he's about to be great. He's gonna be on the same level as 11 essentially, because I feel like both of them and 11's sister, they're gonna combine their powers to defeat Vecna. That's why, like, part 2 is really gonna be where the battle begins. Like, part 2 is really where the war begins. Not even battle, it's a war. So it will be really interesting to see. I'm excited for that. And I'm just it's a shame though it's the last season because I low-key did enjoy the journey of Stranger Things. It's just more so the fact that they took so long, I was over it. And so when it came out, I was like, eh. But then finally watching it, oh, it makes sense. The wait was worth it. It was. Like, they took their time with each episode, and I was not disappointed whatsoever. It was a really good first part. Like, the pacing and the build up, was amazing. And the thing I appreciate about this, it makes sense just because of the fact that it was only 4 episodes. There was no filler episodes. There was no episode where you felt bored or where you feel like, oh, this episode is just to consume time. No, every episode had a purpose. Every episode had a meaning. Like, you needed every episode. There was no such thing as, oh, it's just a filler episode. No, like, every episode was needed. It was really good. And I really enjoyed us finally seeing Max and where she had been, because when season 4 ended, she came out of the Upside Down. Well, she came out of that whole Vecna trance. So I was like, okay, well, where is she? Like, she's not awake. She's still asleep. So just to see that her physical body is in the real world, but her mind is somewhere else. Her mind is stuck in Vecna's mind. So it was interesting to see that that's where she had been. And the fact that Holly's gonna need her, and the kids also are gonna need her to be able to defeat Vecna, because they're gonna need that insider. Like, she's in his mind. So I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays out. And then I don't get why the kids, Will's mom, Joyce, Jonathan, why they wouldn't tell Mike, even like Mike's sister as well, why they wouldn't tell their parents, Karen and the dad, I forgot his name, about the Upside Down, about Demogorgons. I don't know why they wouldn't tell them, and they're all living under the same roof. It didn't make any sense to me, because it pissed me off when the Demogorgon came to attack Holly and attack the mom as well and the dad, and the parents don't know what the heck is happening. I personally feel like if they already knew about these things, they would have been able to better equip themselves. Even though, like, Karen really fought her life, like, she really fought her ass off, and I really, like, was like, oh, yes, girl, with your wine bottle, like, yes. She really fought, but it was still, I feel like it would have been better if she was already knowledgeable about these monsters. The same with Holly. And if they had told Holly about Henry and the Upside Down, yes, she's young, but she's wise. She's not a baby. I feel like she would have been able to understand the severity of this, like the severity of the situation. Like, your whole town is on lockdown. Your whole town cannot leave. So there's a reason for that. And I feel like they should have told them the reason why there's a whole lockdown, first of all, because obviously the military is not telling them. You, who already is privy to what the heck is actually going on, should have told your family instead of leaving them blind. That was my only, like, thing, but I feel like that's not even a writer issue. It's just more so kids being kids. And that's so expected, as kids love to keep secrets. So I'm not even gonna fault the brothers for not changing that part. It's actually makes sense, the fact that they didn't tell the parents, just because that's just who kids are. They like to keep things to themselves. And when Mike's sister, I'm drawing blank on her name, was like, oh, we should have done something. We should have told them. I was like, yes, girl, you should have told them. You should have told them. But I understand. I get it. I get why they would not want to tell their parents about the Upside Down or about Demogorgons. But honestly, this first 4 episodes was really good. And I hope that the second half is just as good. I hope all the hype isn't in part 1 alone. That would piss me off, because the way they ended it, it better be better. It better be bigger. Like, so I'm excited to see Will, and just Will tapping into his power. I'm just so excited to see that. And it's only gonna be what 4 more episodes. Yeah, because I think the first part was 1 episode. The second part I think is gonna be 3 episodes. And then the third part will just be the 1 episode that they're gonna have New Year's. And I don't get why they're doing that because they really could just released it the same time on Christmas. Like, if they really wanted longevity with conversations and people talking about the show, they should have done a weekly release instead of the parts. Because feel like if they had picked a random week, a random day, like, oh, let's say like every Friday or Sunday, it's 1 episode, people would have been like chatting. The show would have been alive for 8 weeks plus. People would be talking about it nonstop. But I feel like once they release these batches now, that's it. Once everybody's watched the final episode, the conversation is gone. The conversation has moved on. So either they should just release everything all at once, or they should just done a weekly episode release instead of the whole Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, like all these major holidays. First of all, like, dang, do they think they're that girl? Do they think that people are going to pause their family events to watch Stranger Things? Well, yes, actually. Yes, they will. But still. But honestly, yeah, that's it. Literally no complaints about Stranger Things season 5, part 1 so far. I'm enjoying it and I hope it gets better. Like, I'm excited to see what's to come with this one and with the final season. The fact that it's the final season and they're not holding back at all. I really enjoy it. I like it. But yeah, that'll be it with my Stranger Things. There's really no quarrels with Duffer Brothers or the whole production or the storyline. I really think everything made sense and everything was just meant to be the way it was. So yeah. Oh, also, I don't really get the whole Steve and Jonathan beef thing. I don't know why Steve is trying to encroach on Jonathan's babe. What is this girl's name? Is it Natalie? Nancy. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know why I drew a blank on her name. I've been trying to figure it out. Yeah. I don't know why Steve is trying to, like, what's that all about? Like, Jonathan and Nancy have been together since day one. Why are you trying to be all up in their business? Mind yours. Why are you trying to flirt with her? Why are you trying to get her? I just thought it was weird, that whole Jonathan and Steve and Nancy thing. Like, no, it's literally Jonathan and Nancy. Why are we trying to bring back Steve? Steve already had this huge character development and growth. He doesn't need to go back to Nancy at all. Where am I getting Natalie from? Is the babe's name Natalie? Oh, her real name is Natalia. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I just didn't get that whole love triangle and why they're trying to revisit that. It's too late in the show to be doing that. It is too late in the show, personally, in my humble opinion. But I think that's also just something that they added in just for a little tiny bit of comedic relief and a little bit of just normalcy, because this show is very unique and abnormal and it's supernatural. But so adding a little bit of like lovers quarrel or just mini love triangle, I think it adds a little bit of normalcy to the show, and the fact that these are still kids with normal lives and normal feelings. So I think it was really cool to see them add that in, I guess. But and then Jonathan trying to propose to Nancy, I just don't get why are we rushing on that with that bite-sized ring that Belly had? Like, where did he get it from? Jeremiah? Like, what is that? Or like, what is up with like those tiny rings? Personally, if you can't afford a rock, wait. In my humble opinion, like, the world is on fire. First of all, why are you trying to propose? Well, I mean, I guess the world is on fire, so he wants to live the rest of his life with Nancy. I guess that makes sense. Okay, Jonathan, I'll give you that. But still, I just don't get why he wants to propose to her during this traumatic time in her life. Her parents are literally in a hospital, and there's a monster after them. But I digress. Still a good show. Still a good first part of the season. So I'm excited, and yeah. And Remote Control, the only thing I've been watching so far is Tell Me Lies, All Her Fault, and, well, the movies, yeah, but mainly All Her Fault. All Her Fault is a limited series. It's 8 episodes, and my God, that show will leave you like, "What the heck did I just watch?" Tune in to next week's episode where I'll be talking about All Her Fault, because I don't wanna give too much detail on this one because it's an interesting one. It's a really good show. I love a good limited series. You can never go wrong with a limited series, in my humble opinion. But my takeaway from this episode is patience. Sometimes patient dog eats the fattest bone. And so watching Stranger Things and being impatient about it and just being like grumpy the fact that they haven't brought back another season, it made sense. You will get the best things ever if you just wait. So be patient in everything that you do. Be patient. But thank you for listening, and I hope you guys come back next week for another episode. And make sure you check us out on TikTok at What's on the TV Pod and on Instagram at What's on the TV Pod. And make sure you come again. Have a lovely day. Hope you guys have a great day or good night, depending on when you're listening to this, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.